Welcome back, folks, to this Labor Day edition of Mr. Abayomi Says with Skinny G in West Virginia. How you doing today, sir?
Not too bad. Enjoying this wet and rainy Labor Day. How about yourself, sir?
Oh, okay. So you got some rain in. I know we got it coming here. Not too bad, man. Just enjoying the holiday weekend. So, what you got going on out there today? I know you mentioned something about doing some grilling. Tell the
Oh
folks what you
yeah,
got
we
going on today.
grilled up some steaks and some bratwurst and stuff like that. Had a little company, and just trying to relax and enjoy the day before we have to go back to that four-letter word tomorrow.
Oh yeah, back to the plantation, as you like to call
Right.
it.
Indeed.
So, good stuff, man. Good stuff. What kind of steaks you guys doing today?
Today we just did some London broil like we usually do. We got one big one and just cut that up. And we let my son do all the seasoning for it. That's his big thing. So yeah, it's a nice little cut, and it worked out pretty well. I'm gonna get after as soon as we're done with this video. I'm gonna go in there and get some myself.
All right, well, good deal, man. Hopefully, you can send me some pictures, splice those in on the post side.
Will do for sure.
So, got 9/11 coming up this week. Did an episode several days ago with my friend G Dog out in San Diego. So, he's got the big fundraising thing he does out there for firefighters and so forth. So,
Sure.
encourage everybody to check that out. One thing I did kind of want to do with the first part of this episode, and that is I couldn't think of a better person to do this with you. I'm well over 100 episodes. I have not done a 100 episode yet, so I don't know.
Sure.
This is probably like 130 something right there. But I want to thank all the supporters out there for watching the channel. Jeff, I definitely want to thank you and your wife for letting me come out and shoot out there multiple times and you being on like a regular basis. So, thank you and thank everybody.
Oh, no worries. Absolutely. As soon as you told me about the idea when you came up with this a few years back, I said I have to throw my support your way. So anything you need, whether it be appearances or coming up here and filming, come up and do it. We got no problem with that. We enjoy your show too. It's pretty entertaining. So good on you. Well done. I like
Okay,
to see the
well,
way this has evolved in the last 130 some episodes.
yeah, I can't. It's kind of hard to believe that I've got that many already. So, yeah, it's been quite the adventure. Quite the ride. So, once
Sure.
again, thanks to everybody out there. So, but cycling back to Labor Day, last official summer holiday of 2022. We'll be into the fall holidays coming up here soon. Anything you got coming up?
Yeah, getting winter clothes. I hate the winter and the fall. I hate the cold. I detest it. Labor Day. That's the end of my season. I'm a summer guy, so
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, that's all I plan to do, and get ready for the holiday season. It comes quick.
Yeah, it does, man. It does. We got football season just around the corner, and then before you know it, we're going to have preseason NHL and preseason NBA, and we get that sweet spot of sports for about 3 weeks when we get all four major sports. Granted, it's usually towards the back end of the Major League Baseball season, going to the pennant and like the Series, but you get all four. So great time of year for us sports junkies out there. Now the summer's winding down.
Fair enough, and I do enjoy that part of it. If I have to be trapped inside because it's cold, because I'm not one to go out in the cold. At least there's lots of stuff there that we can kind of occupy ourselves with. With the sports, and I'm definitely a Commanders fan, so I'm interested to see how they're going to do this year.
As are a lot of people. New quarterback. We'll see how it works out for him.
Yeah.
Speaking of football, and I know that we talked about maybe doing an episode out on your end with your younger son, high school football.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
That'd
so
be a
that'd be
good
kind
thing.
of cool to go out there and see how y'all do it out there in West Virginia.
Oh, they play ball out here. They ball out. That's for sure. All the teams. We have more than a few that they travel around to see, and every single one of those guys, those young men, they play hard on the football field up here. I've been very impressed.
Oh, that's good. So yeah, we'll definitely have to cycle back around, do one of those, and stay tuned for that, folks. Also, by the way, I do have merchandise available, and the online store is actually just about up. So I will put that in the description for this
Okay.
episode and all 4 episodes moving forward once the online store is up. And the website coming soon. But I do have shirts available, and it'll be 25 for extra large and triple X, and 20 for small, medium, large, and extra large.
Oh, that's perfect because it's birthday season for me too coming up, so that'll make the perfect birthday gift or stocking stuffer.
Yes, because I'm going to have coffee mugs, and I'm going to have water bottles as well, and a few other items that we're going to be testing to see what kind of response we get with this.
Sure. Well, I'll definitely be picking up more than a few T-shirts from you, so make sure that
Okay,
thing is up and running.
fair enough, man. Yeah, fair enough. Sounds good. So,
Indeed. Anything going on in the news these days that I need to be aware of? I've been kind of in and out.
you know what? I've been trying to stay away from it. I mean, it's a holiday weekend and all that stuff going on with January 6th and and the elections and all that. That's not going anywhere, and it's going to be ramping up even at a more feverish pace here in the upcoming days and weeks. So, there'll be plenty of times to delve into that, but I figure we'll just kind of keep it on the lighter side for this episode here.
That's fair. I did the same thing over this holiday weekend. I just didn't want to be bothered. I actually chose to help a friend drywall as opposed to watching the
Yeah,
news.
you were telling me about that. So yeah.
Yeah, but that was a pretty cool experience. Luckily, if you're going to do a job like that, have all the tools at the ready. That's what I was most impressed with. He had every single tool we needed. We ran in there, and in a couple hours, we were able to drywall these 2 walls. Got it exactly the way he wanted. It was a good deal, and it was a good time had by all, and we were productive. And it still seemed better than watching the news.
Oh yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I know we also we got a studio session coming up soon. Is that right? So you and John are gonna be doing some studio work, and we're gonna cut a music video for you guys.
Yes, indeed. August 24th. That seems to be the day where we're
September
going to do
twenty
that.
fourth.
Or excuse me, September 24th. Thank you very much. September
Unless you
24th.
got a time machine, we can go backwards in time.
Right. But yeah, we're supposed to be hitting the studio. We're going to finalize some of the songs that we have in there, maybe come up with 1 or 2 more. I'm not sure. But, ultimately, I think the big thing is, filming the video that day. I'm looking forward to that. I've never been in a video before, well, other than yours. And it turns out this
Right.
will actually be another one of yours. So,
Yeah, like it'll be fun. So tell the audience about the song that you're playing about. That you're talking about doing.
well, we've been kicking around the idea of doing the song Party Down because it's got that good time vibe to it. It's an instrumental piece, but I think it's a throwback to 70s funk, and it's one that you can get up and move, and you can't really come up with anything controversial about it. It's just a good song, one of the best that we've done. So we think it has a good time vibe to it, and coming off the summer, we figured that'd be the song that we could try to do a video to.
And I know you and I have done iterations of that song over the last 20 years or so. So I've heard the version that they came up with last time in the studio. I got to say, it's probably by far the best I've heard. So
That's right. We used to do that song together a lot, or a different
yeah,
iteration of it. But you're right. Yeah,
exactly.
this this is gonna be good. So yeah, stay tuned for the video for sure.
Good. So how's the second son coming along with college?
He seems to be doing pretty well. I haven't heard any complaints from him. He did ask if we were going to come pick him up for Labor Day. I told him no, I'm not driving 5 hours on Labor Day. That's absolutely out the
Yeah,
question.
that's 20 hours round trip because 5 down,
Yeah,
5 back, 5 back down again, and 5 back again for a 3 day weekend. But nephew, we'll see you in Thanksgiving for sure. So
absolutely. We'll definitely do that. But yeah, it's a pretty ride. It's just a long ride. It's
oh
like,
yeah,
gosh, and I can't recover like I used to.
yeah. I mean, for me being a professional driver, trust me. I mean, some people may try to say, well, it's only driving, but you do it. You sit in a car 12, 14 hours, it's and then when you even do on like a regular basis, it's a mental game sometimes. Like, okay,
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But you remember when we were younger, we've done some long ones. I mean, Louisiana
yeah.
up
Well,
here
doing
was
it when
pretty
you're in your
spectacular.
20s is different than being almost 50.
Exactly. that trip, to get my son from college, it actually takes 44 hours because it takes me 24 to recover after the first 20.
How about that? How about that? Well, I remember when you came back from being stationed over in South Korea,
Sure.
and I made that drive from D.C. area
Yep.
all the way down to Fort Polk, Louisiana,
Yes,
and
indeed.
first time I did that straight. I'll never do that again.
Yeah, yeah. I actually ended up doing that trip a couple of times straight, coming back and forth from Lee once
Right.
I got a car. I feel your pain. That drive was no joke. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. It's pretty vicious. So like, even a few years ago when I moved to Denver, I mean, that was the longest drive I've ever done solo. So I was like, yeah, there's no way in the world I'm doing this straight through. So on the first leg, it took me. I did 16 on the first day, and then I did like the last 9 on like the second leg, and then when I moved back, I just broke it up into 12 and 12. So
Sure.
going out, I stopped in Kansas City, slept there, and then when I came back, it was St. Louis. That was about the halfway point. So it was about
Sure.
12 and a half, 12 and a half. So yeah, it sure
Indeed. Yeah.
was.
My thing for those trips, I always left at midnight, so
Uh
I could
huh.
at least, just try to avoid some of the traffic in some of the areas. My biggest problem is, usually that first day coming up from Fort Polk, I get as far as Virginia, and that's when it would really start to hit me because you come up 81, the spine of Virginia, and that's
Yeah, it's a long drive. It is.
it's a long drive and there's nothing to see but trees. I mean, it's pretty again, but I that was the toughest part of the trip because I found myself, just kind of getting hypnotized, and it's like that's not
Yeah,
all.
it's kind of like the road hypnosis that you got to really be careful with because people have been known to fall off, fall asleep and drive over the edge of off of a ravine or what have you. So
Sure, absolutely. So yeah, I feel your pain on those long distance drives. So yeah, I try not to do those too often, but I have a reason
right.
to now. So
Get this. You've seen the episodes that I've done with Bernardicus, and him and I are going to do a episode on this. And so he shares something from his memories on his Facebook page. And so you
okay,
know how you've got the traditional 3x3 Rubik's cube.
yes,
There's also a 4x4, so you got 4 rows each way.
yes, I remember those.
He solved one of these in 4 minutes.
Show off.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I reached out to him. I was like, "Oh, bro, we gotta do an episode on this." He's like, "Okay, sure." And then there's one, and like I said, this is from several years ago. I think that was like 10 years ago. So like the video is kind of grainy looking, but then like he had another one with the traditional um, Rubik's cube. Just 3 rows, which he solved in a minute.
Yeah, I've solved the Rubik's cube before, but it's because I had to take off all the stickers and put them back on.
Yeah, now you're sitting there with a screwdriver and a pair of pliers.
Yes, yes, absolutely. That thing became the bane of my existence between the ages of 8 and 12 years old. I couldn't do anything with it. I could maybe get two colors, and then I was just lost. Like, how do you mess with this? I don't get it. How do you fix this? I hate that thing.
Remember the game Simon, the electronic one? With the colors on there and the tones.
Yes,
Yeah. That was another game from I guess the late '70s, early '80s, or whatever.
sure.
That was a lot of fun too.
I was
So
far better at Simon than I was at the Rubik's Cube. I could sit there for hours on the Simon and get pretty far. It's like Tetris. Tetris was one of the early, video games out there,
yeah, I
and
remember Tetris. Yeah. Yeah.
I can do Tetris, but I can't do a thing with Mortal Kombat or any of the Street Fighter stuff. Yeah, I'm a button masher, but
Right.
but with
Buttons and
Tetris,
strings, right?
that's right, exactly. But with Tetris, I could do one of those games, one of those type of puzzle games. But yeah,
Right.
The Rubik's cube, it always just stymied me. I was stupid. I couldn't figure it out.
Next time we do one of these remote, I got to be sure that you are set up so that you can actually end the piece with a solo piece on smooth.
I never even thought that.
So
Absolutely,
next
we can
time
do that.
around, he's going to play something.
All right, fair enough. You got me on video. I've agreed to it. So yes,
All right, good stuff, man.
yeah.
Well, listen, you enjoy the rest of your Labor Day.
You as
And,
well, sir.
yeah, sorry, there's fire engine going on in the background. And we will catch up soon and do another one of these. Tell the wife
Indeed.
and kids I said hello.
We'll do. And tell your family I said hello, and you have a great Labor Day as well, man. Enjoy the rest of this.
All right, man. Take care. Until next time.
Mr. Abayomi said.
Happy Labor Day, everyone. Peace.